Hello and welcome to the video. I'm Shuffle Brother Joseph and this is my top 10 matches of 2018 so far. Number 10, The Authors of Pain vs The Undisputed Era vs Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong. This is the first of the NXT New Orleans matches on the list. For me, the second best tag match of the year so far. We'll get to the best a bit later on. This match helped everyone get more over than they were going into it. It had everything you expect from a great match, with all of these guys' big power moves on the Authors of Pain, the technicalness of Pete Dunne, the strong style of Roderick Strong, and the man of the match, Kyle O'Reilly, putting in some excellent sells along with excellent facial expressions, as he is the BAMF of the Undisputed Era. The action was great, but the one thing that stuck with everyone was Roddy's heel turn as he helped the Undisputed Era win by turning on Pete Dunne to join the Undisputed Era. Number 9, Aleister Black vs Andrade Cien Almas. This may come as an annoyance to some, as this is the only time either of these competitors feature on this list, as the 5-star match between Almas and Gargano just didn't feel a connection with me. As much as I'd like to say it did and put it on because everyone else likes it, I don't personally. It's a good match, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't put it in my top 10. But this match is another where if you looked away for 1 single second, you would have missed something. Quick-paced action where everyone got their stuff in, also having a fantastic ending where Andre and Zelina cheat one too many times, and that is what eventually costs. Number 8, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon vs Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. This match was certainly helped by the shock of how good Ronda was. It allowed Triple H to do a lot of the work to build up for the hot tag, which was one of the best moments of the night in a mediocre WrestleMania, to be fair. But once you got in, it felt real. Her punches or arm bombs was something different, which in WWE doesn't come around too often. This also allowed for some excellent intergender spots. One of my favourite was Kurt Angle locking in the ankle lock on Stephanie, which is just for every person she's ever emasculated ever, and the other being Ronda Rousey delivering a quite good Hurricane Rana to Triple H. But anyway, this reaches number 8. Number 7, Will Ospreay vs Takahashi vs Marty Scurll vs Kushida at Wrestle Kingdom 12. This match was all you really expected from it. Not much more, not much less. It was my favourite match from Wrestle Kingdom 12, so I didn't expect anything else from there. It was fast flippy from Ospreay, technical prowess from Kushida and Takahashi, and slow pain and submissions from Marty Scurll as he shouts chicken wing every 5 seconds. The second easiest match for anyone to watch on the list, even if you aren't a wrestling fan. Oh, and Marty Scurll's entrance. Number 6, the Men's Royal Rumble match. Surprisingly, the only Royal Rumble of 3 to feature on this list. Who'd have thought it? This is the most you can expect from a Royal Rumble match, I think. I think only 1991 compares with its star power. Surprises like the Hurricane and Mysterio, the star power of people like John Cena and Roman Reigns, etc, etc, keeping you entertained throughout, with even small bits like Heath Slater's story catching your intrigue. This really kicked off with an excellent final 6, including an old versus new stare down and a nail-biting triple threat as we all prayed for the Shinsuke win. Number 5, Ricochet vs Velveteen Dream. Ow! Look, it might happen that you get 5 minutes later and everyone's not keen on this, but I just watched this yesterday, so it might be a little higher up than it deserves. But of all the ones I've listed below this, I could watch this one again and again. It puts so much story into the wrestling moves. Ricochet holding out, Velveteen on the ground, Velveteen doing Ricochet's moves at half the speed, but still doing them and hitting them nonetheless. This match was just, I am better than you and I can prove it, which is why Velveteen got the loss. Not because he was weaker, not because he's a terrible wrestler or anything, but because he got too cocky, just like Andrade did earlier in the list. Number 4, Gargano and Ciampa, 1. Look. I know. This match is awesome. But before I mention how awesome this match is, there is a reason it's at number 4, and it's only down to personal preference. When I watch the match again, the first third to the first half of the match is very slow. I know there's fantastic storytelling, but it doesn't drag you in at the kickoff. But the second part is as fantastic storytelling as you can get. The use of the crutch, Gargano and Ciampa sat next to each other. Gargano pitying Ciampa, there's a reason he got 5 stars. It conveys all the emotion from both wrestlers. And Johnny finally getting his retribution. It's one of the few things in wrestling that felt real. Number 3, Okada versus Omega at Dominion. This match is fantastic. I was invested from bell to bell, but it only makes it to 3 on my list, as I've only seen the highlights of the 3 other matches, which means that some parts of it fell a bit flat, but other than that, you can enjoy this, even without any knowledge of wrestling. It has good, hard-hitting action, and when I say hard-hitting, I mean hard-hitting. It is Japan after all. The Okada roll up, the nasty V-triggers, and my personal favourite moment of the match, when Okada falls just before hitting the Rainmaker, the reverse of what happened to Kenny Omega in one of their previous encounters. This also crowned Kenny and gave him his well-deserved moment. Number 2, the North American 6-man ladder match at TakeOver New Orleans. After 3 matches in a row being based around story, I think it's about time we get into the craziness that is this ladder match. For me, the best ladder match in history. It didn't stop, it was spot after spot after spot. And if you didn't enjoy it, you're just lying to yourself. Each member had a role to play. Ricochet having a fight with gravity, Velveteen killing himself to kill others, Adam Cole being a sneaky little heel, Killian and Lars to be the big guys who just launch things at each other and launch the other opponents around, and EC3, whose job it was to take as much ladder as possible, as he took bump after bump after bump, under it, on top of it, into it. Ridiculous. I could watch this match over and over again without being bored, and that is why it's at my number 2. And my number 1 match of the year so far is Gargano vs Ciampa 2. Match is great. It doesn't end, it makes you feel every emotion that there is to be felt. It uses plot devices like Ciampa doing the same thing he did in Chicago last year. It has hard-hitting storytelling action. This match is number 1 because it never drags like the ladder match, but it also spends the time to give us a story both of these wrestlers have gone through, like their previous encounter. You leave feeling like you are the one who has lost, just as you felt the opposite way in the other match, and that is why this is my number 1. So that was my top 10 matches of the year. Leave in the comments below what your opinion and what your top 10 matches of the year are so far. Thank you.